Javi and Koko, the Forest of Kindness. It was a quiet summer evening, and Javi was in his backyard with his best friend, Koko, the wise little corgi. Javi, with his brown-styled hair reaching to the sky, gazed at the horizon. The breeze tickled the grass, and the world felt alive. But something shimmering in the distance caught his eye, a warm glow coming from the edge of the woods near his home. "Koko, look!" Javi exclaimed, pointing toward the strange light. Curious and full of wonder, Javi followed the glow, with Koko trotting confidently by his side. As they entered the woods, the air seemed to tingle with magic. Trees glittered faintly, flowers hummed a soft tune, and the world glistened with enchantment. This wasn't an ordinary forest. It was Whimsy Woods, alive with secrets waiting to be discovered. As Javi and Koko wandered deeper into Whimsy Woods, they suddenly heard a sniffle. Beneath a giant mushroom, a small turtle was hiding inside his shell. Javi crouched down. "Hello? Are you okay?" he asked gently. The turtle peeked out, his eyes watery and sad. I'm Rolo," he stammered. "The squirrels were teasing me. They said I'm too slow, and they won't let me join their games." Rolo's voice cracked with emotion, and Javi's heart sank. "That's not fair," Javi said, sitting beside him. "Teasing can really hurt." Koko barked softly, as though offering words of encouragement. With her wise eyes and gentle demeanor, Koko seemed to say, "You're stronger than you think, Rolo." After listening to Rolo's story, Javi came up with an idea. Together, he and Koko sought out the group of mischievous squirrels responsible for the teasing. The squirrels chattered loudly, playing games and laughing. Javi approached them bravely. "Hi, squirrels. Why won't you let Rolo join your games? It's not nice to tease someone just because they're different." The squirrels fidgeted uncomfortably. "We didn't mean to make him so upset," one of them said. "We thought it was just a joke." "But it wasn't funny to Rolo," Javi pointed out. "Sometimes jokes can hurt feelings. Why don't you try being kind instead?" Koko wagged her tail, encouraging the squirrels. The group hesitated, then nodded. "You're right," they agreed. Together, they called out to Rolo and apologized sincerely. The little turtle hesitated at first, but smiled as the squirrels invited him to play. For the first time, Rolo felt accepted. With his newfound confidence, he ventured out of his shell, both literally and figuratively. "Thank you, Javi. Thank you, Koko," Rolo said gratefully. "I'll try to be brave if this happens again." Javi smiled, and Koko gave a happy bark. Now joined by Rolo, the small group continued deeper into the magical forest. As they wandered further, the trio came across a tiny firefly sitting by a glowing brook. But unlike the vibrant world around her, Lumi's light was faint and flickering. She seemed lost in sadness. "Hi, I'm Javi," he said warmly. Koko sniffed the tiny creature and let out a soft bark. "What's wrong?" Javi asked. Lumi sighed deeply. "The other fireflies think my light is too dim. They say I'll ruin their glow." Javi frowned, his hands curling into fists. "That's not right," he said. "You shouldn't be left out just because you're different." Koko barked in agreement, wagging her tail as if to say, "Let's help her, Javi." Javi knelt beside Lumi. "Your light might not be the same as the others, but that doesn't mean it's not special. Everyone's glow matters, Lumi." Lumi hesitated, her dim light flickering. "Do you really think so?" "I know so," Javi said confidently. Glancing at Koko, he grinned. "And I think we have a way to show the other fireflies how wonderful your light is." Javi, Koko, and Lumi worked together to gather the other fireflies. Although hesitant at first, the glowing group agreed to hear Lumi's story. They hovered near the brook, flickering softly. With Javi and Koko's encouragement, Lumi gathered her courage. "I may not shine as brightly as you," she said, her voice trembling, "but I still want to be part of something beautiful. My light may be small, but it's still a part of this forest." The other fireflies whispered among themselves. Then, the tallest one stepped forward and said, "Let's see how we can all shine together." With everyone's participation, Lumi joined the group for a magical display. Together, they flew in swirling patterns, their glows combining to create a dazzling show. The entire forest lit up in a mesmerizing dance of lights. Even Lumi, with her faint glow, added a special touch to the display. As they landed, the other fireflies buzzed excitedly. "Your light made the patterns more beautiful," they told Lumi. For the first time, Lumi smiled brightly. Her dim light seemed to glow a little stronger now. "Thank you for believing in me," Lumi said to Javi and Koko. "You did it yourself," Javi replied, smiling. Koko barked cheerfully, as if to say, "Never doubt your light." By now, Javi, Koko, Rolo, and Lumi felt like a team. As they ventured further, the forest became darker. Shadows crept along trees, and the path seemed uncertain. Rolo froze, and Lumi's light flickered nervously. It was clear they were all a little afraid, except Koko, who stood firm, tail wagging. Javi took a deep breath. "This is scary, but we're stronger when we stick together. We've already helped friends. We can face this too." With Koko leading the way and Lumi's light guiding their steps, the group carefully navigated the shadows. They emerged into a clearing where even more magical creatures awaited. Magical foxes, a family of fairies, and shimmering flowers. Each creature had a story of loneliness, fear, or struggle. Javi and his friends offered support, reminding everyone of the power of kindness and bravery. With Javi, Koko, Rolo, and Lumi's encouragement, Whimsy Woods transformed. The magical creatures began working together to create a community of friendship and inclusion. The squirrels promised never to tease again. The fireflies welcomed every light, and everyone felt at home in the forest. In gratitude, the creatures gifted Javi a glowing flower, so he'd always carry a piece of Whimsy Woods magic. "Thank you," Javi said, touched by the gesture. "I'll never forget the lessons we've learned here." As the sun began to set, it was time for Javi and Koko to return home. Rolo and Lumi waved goodbye, promising that Whimsy Woods would always be a place of kindness and bravery. With Koko by his side, Javi returned to his backyard, feeling proud of the difference they had made. Under the starry sky, Javi sat with Koko, reflecting on their adventure. "We didn't have to fight or be the biggest or the strongest," he said, petting Koko's soft fur. "We just had to be kind and brave." Koko looked up at him with wise eyes, her tail thumping softly. The glowing flower from the forest flickered gently in Javi's hands, as if to say, "Never forget." As the night deepened, Javi curled up with Koko under the stars, their adventure in Whimsy Woods coming to a peaceful, magical close. A calm voice narrates as the screen softly fades back to the glimmering beauty of Whimsy Woods. Remember, every act of kindness, no matter how small, can grow brighter when shared. Stand tall, be brave, and always choose kindness. The scene glows warmly, leaving viewers with a heart full of magic and an important lesson about standing up against bullying.